7th round of the Motorsport UK British Rallycross Championship 5 Nations Trophy is held at Pembrey in Llanelli in Wales. It's time for the Super Retro and Retro final. Dave Ewan, Lee Wood and Ray Morgan on the grid for the Super Retro class. Then the Retros is Tony Lynch, Rob Buckmaster, Pip Davey and Paul Buckmaster. Eyes then to the lights, wait for the green lights to come on, and not a good start for the pole sitter Dave Ewan, who gets swallowed up by the pack there, and is going to get overtaken by Tony Lynch seemingly down towards the first corner as Lee Wood gets the whole shot from Ray Morgan. Then Lynchy in the MR2 up into third position, an unlikely third place at that as well, following that difficult launch away from the lights for Dave Ewan, who's had something of a challenging day so far with a couple of mechanical gremlins in his Ford Fiesta, and the upshot is he's now behind one of the slower retro cars as they come through on towards the back straight, and getting sideways like that is certainly not going to help his ascension through the field. So on to the loose we go for the first time. There is Lee Wood, there is Ray Morgan, there is Tony Lynch in the Toyota MR2. Despite being a lot less lower powered than the Super Retro cars, it is quite a light and nimble machine. It's quite a tight and twisty track around here at Pembrey as well, so that could prove to be a benefit here for Lynchy, despite not having all of the power underneath him. Ray Morgan there, sitting in second position at the moment in the Mark III Ford Escort, rear-wheel drive converted machine. You can see there a lot of body roll on that car, but they have to set these rallycross cars up quite soft, really, compared to your conventional tarmac cars. That's because, of course, you've got a lot more roll going through the chassis. You're leaning a lot on the corners, and above anything else, you've got loose to contend with as well. You need to have a car that's set up for two halves, really, a nice tarmac section, and then of course the gravel where it gets all a bit bumpy, and if your car is too stiff, that's going to cost you a fair bit of time. That's why you see these cars leaning a little bit more than you might begin to expect. Meanwhile, Lee Wood it is that leads the way in his Mark II Ford Escort. Nice comfortable cushion he's got over Ray Morgan in second, then you've got Lynchy in third. Dave Ewan looks like he's starting to get his act together a little bit and is closing up onto the back of Lynchy for that final podium place. No joker laps, of course, in the Retro and Super Retro class here at Pembrey. Just to remind you, they're running into the rules that they would have done back in their heyday. Meanwhile, in the Retro class, of course, it is Lynchy that's leading the way, but there's a good battle going on a bit further down. Got the likes of Pip Davey in the mix there in the yellow Peugeot 205 GTI. Just up the road is Rob Buckmaster. Paul Buckmaster also in contention as well, albeit a little bit further back. That's what I mean about the roll there. You can see very visible on Dave Ewan's Ford Fiesta, less so on the race leader Lee Wood's Mark II Ford Escort. There is Ray Morgan finding his way through in second place. Dave Ewan closing up once more onto the back of Tony Lynch, but the agility of that MR2 seemingly helping Lynchy just hold firm in third place for the time being. See, they're slightly sideways going through for Dave Ewan. Might look a little bit spectacular, but it is costing him a bit of time. Meanwhile, Rob Buckmaster coming under pressure here from Pip Davey, slightly wide going through the final corner, allows Davey to draw alongside as they go 2 by 2 as they come across the timing line to begin the final lap. Davey with the inside line. Buckmaster's not taking that line down and immediately tries to retaliate to the inside, but the door is very firmly closed there then by Pip Davey, who manages to get himself up a position. Still Lynchy with the pressure of Dave Ewan on the back of him. Through the final corner we go though for the race leader. What an exhibition it has been from Lee Wood in the Mark II Ford Escort. Round the final corner he comes and across the line to take the win in the Super Retro class from Ray Morgan. Third overall in this race will be Tony Lynch then, ahead of Dave Ewan in the Super Retro car. Who's going to be best of the rest in the Retro class? Well, it won't be Rob Buckmaster, who gets an armful of understeer through the final corner, and Pip Davey does come across the line for fourth place at the checkered flag, but second overall in the Retro class ahead of Rob Buckmaster. So it's Lee Wood who takes the spoils then in Super Retros, and Retro class is won by Tony Lynch.